Welcome to the NoobTube YouTube channel for day 167. This was a Monday, the 13th of February 2023, the aftermath of the Super Bowl. And normally I don't care about this stuff. I really don't. But when it's the Eagles, which are my favorite team, when they get to the Super Bowl, and they haven't been that many times, and they've only won one time in the past, and that was just like 5 years ago, to see them, get so close but not make it at the end, oh, that's pretty devastating. I shouldn't be upset about any of this. I really shouldn't, but, I'd like to see the home team win. So, well, they're not my home team anymore. They'll always be my team, even if I'm living in Florida. But I grew up in South Jersey near Philadelphia, so it is what it is. Great display of athleticism. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. So day 167, I recovered from that. I didn't have a great sleeping night, that night before. So woke up. I did exercise, and I worked on books and a little solar business, and that was pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. So not much else to report for day 167. My gratitude for the day isn't so much directed toward a person, but just in life in general, that I'm learning like life lessons before my eyes. And I think that's the whole reason why we exist to begin with, is to learn these lessons. It's worth more than anything else, whether you win or you lose, whether you're the Eagles or the Chiefs. It's not whether you win or lose, and it's not even how you played the game. It's you played the game. You got to be in the Super Bowl. That's what you need to take appreciation for. I had a storefront, little warehouse, place that I used as a warehouse. It was actually like a commercial storefront property in Zephyr Hills, and the person next to me had a business that bought used inventory, like returns and pallets and things like that, returns and recalls and things like that. And his business was booming. His business was absolutely booming, and I know that when I would be there at my store, my store wasn't open to the public. I would just be there processing, things and using that workspace. Outside my window, I would see people lined up. I mean, there would be literally like a line to get into his establishment like an hour, 2 hours before, because he would put out all his new inventory on a Saturday, and he had just his business was booming. And in fact, when I decided to vacate my place, he was even looking to renting my place, and he came to like check it out and do measurements and things like that. He was going to knock out the wall that separated my place between his and make one even bigger place, because he had so much business. So I moved away, and it'd been some time, and then I saw a post that he was moving up north. And I'm like, what happened? What about your business? He doesn't have his business anymore. And basically what happened was that his business changed, and the game changed, things changed. What was once very profitable no longer had been. And I know it has to be a very humbling experience. I've lived through that. I lived through some very hellacious times of like 5, 6 years ago. I went through some really bad times. I got out of it okay, but it was some of the most humbling experiences and painful experiences. And just like saying that life is not fair and life is never going to be equitable. But rather than focus on the fact that life is not fair, be happy that you got to play in that game. Be happy that you had the success when you had it, right? Remember that who I was. I was in the military, and I was in the State Department, and I've lived all over the world. And I've got to do things that most people will never have a chance to do. And I got to meet a whole bunch of people, and I got to experience a whole bunch of things. And my life is far from over, at least I hope. My life is far from over, and I know that I have more adventures and more things. But even if it did end today, and I don't want it to, I mean, I want to live for a long, long time, but even if it did, I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to play this game. And I've had this opportunity to do well with Amazon and do well with my careers. Wasn't the best, and life was not fair, but I got to play, and that's the most important life lesson of them all. So it took a long time. What's the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to play the game and to keep playing for as long as you possibly can, right? And just be grateful that you get to play the game, because not everybody gets to play. And I lived one of my assignments in the military took me to Africa, and I got to see people who, unfortunately, many people don't have any kind of hope. Their only hope is to survive one day to the next. They don't get to, experience buying a home or getting a new car or being on an airplane or running a multi-million-dollar business. They don't have any of those kinds of experiences. So they can't even possibly relate. And I'm sure that there's plenty of experiences that I can't relate to people who have so much more, like Elon Musk or Bill Gates. I'll never be able to relate to that. Or what it's like to be a Super Bowl quarterback. I'll never get to relate to those experiences. They do. I'll never know what it's like to be like Tom Brady, right? But I got to be Jeff Feldman, and I've got to be grateful that I am who I am, and I am. I'm very grateful. So that's my gratitude for the day. I know it was long-winded. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again